Rehm today, the globally recognized specialist for thermal systems, offers high-performance soldering systems for convection and condensation, thermal systems for special applications, for example, vacuum soldering, complete thermal equipment for metallizing solar cells. Developed and manufactured at our company headquarters in Blaubeuren, Germany, as well as in China and Russia. With more than 400 employees, Rehm produces complete systems for international markets, from starter models right on up to high-end soldering systems. For many years, Rehm Thermal Systems has been developing processes and machines in close cooperation with its customers. Process development, design engineering, software development, process application, prototype fabrication, and series manufacturing are supplied from a single source. An example of this collaborative R&D work is the development of BSR backside reflow technology in close cooperation with Endress and Hauser in Maulburg, Germany.
Hier im südbadischen Maulburg hat sich Endress and Hauser vom
Endress and Hauser has evolved from a specialist for fill-level measuring technology to a supplier for complete solutions covering all aspects of industrial metrology and automation, with more than 8,000 employees worldwide. Endress and Hauser's products are used in the fields of chemistry and life sciences. These sectors have special requirements as to service life, reliability, and certification for use under aggressive environmental conditions. Micropilot M is a good example. It uses high-frequency radar pulses broadcast from an antenna and reflected by the surface of the product whose level needs measuring. Transit time of the reflected radar pulses is directly proportionate to the distance traveled. Fill level can thus be calculated if the container geometry is known. To produce these products, the manufacturing processes in use must be further developed and qualified. And one of these further developments is the backside reflow process, which makes it possible to reliably process temperature-sensitive through-hole components upside down in the reflow process. Top-quality electronic PCBs are at the heart of our measuring instruments. We currently produce about 600 different PCB types. Many of them include THDs. It wasn't possible to make the use of mixed components smaller and more efficient with existing soldering technology. This led us to develop BSR technology. As in the past, through-hole devices, THDs, are still irreplaceable in some cases, and sometimes they're the least expensive component variant. Traditionally, through-hole components are processed by means of flow soldering or the pin-in-paste technique. However, the respective components and their packages have to be able to withstand reflow solder heat in this case, a prerequisite which cannot be fulfilled by many THDs. The multifunctionality of Rehm BSR function reflow systems makes it possible to react flexibly to challenges presented by new products. Let's take a look at the individual steps of the backside reflow process. PCBs which have been pre-soldered on the first insertion side are fed to the backside reflow process. Solder deposits for SMDs as well as THDs are applied by means of screen printing. During this process, it's assured that the through holes for the THDs are well filled with solder paste. The standard stencil thickness is 150 microns, but at some locations it's as high as 300 microns where stepped stencils are used. The PCBs are rotated 180 degrees before the adhesive is applied. The adhesive dots, which will be subsequently used to secure large, heavy THDs and which have no other function of their own, are dispensed at the adhesive dosing station. The through-hole components are then inserted. Depending upon quantity and the number of variants, this may be carried out manually or by means of a fully automated process. The problem of securing the THDs, which hang upside down in the BSR process, also had to be solved. The following attachment options have proven viable in actual practice. In the case of the soft lock PCB technique implemented by Wirth, which was developed in cooperation with Endress and Hauser, the THD's pin is held in the PCB's through hole by a clamping collar. Again and again, metallographic examinations have confirmed that BSR solder joints are entirely comparable with conventional through-hole wave solder joints. A comprehensive design library is available for all BSR users. The least expensive attachment variant is achieved with THDs whose pins can be pre-tensioned to a given degree before insertion. Jumpers are the best example of this concept. After the THDs have been inserted, the PCB is flipped once again, and the SMDs are then inserted to the other side of the board. After all of the components have been inserted, the THDs hang upside down with the package facing down. This results in decisive advantages for solder joint quality. The solder paste can no longer drip down off of the PCB due to gravity. All of the solder remains at the solder joint, thus increasing its reliability. Reflow soldering then takes place in a VX reflow system equipped with BSR technology. The Rehm BSR reflow soldering system makes it possible to transfer enough heat to the solder joints from above and also protects the packages on the lower side of the board against overheating. The colder process gas atmosphere required at the bottom of the PCB for the thermally sensitive THD packages is implemented by means of additional air cooling in integrated heater modules at the bottom. The thermal characteristics of the VX system are not restricted by BSR technology. The transverse profile is comparably good with a value of less than 3 Kelvin. In order to avoid overheating the THD packages, which are hanging upside down, and at the same time to solder the pins, the system has to generate an adequately large temperature difference between the measuring points on the two sides of the PCB. With the VX BSR, it is possible to achieve a temperature difference of greater than 60 Kelvin. The quality of lead-free as well as lead-containing BSR solder joints fulfills the strict requirements of Endress and Hauser's customers. Even component grids of 1.27 millimeters can be soldered error-free with the BSR process. The backside reflow process makes it possible to use temperature-sensitive THDs in reflow soldering. This reduces processing time by up to 25%. Good reproducibility also leads to a lower failure rate than with conventional reflow soldering. Endress and Hauser's practical experience has shown the following advantages of BSR technology. By integrating BSR technology into a standard Rehm VX reflow oven, the customer is able to use his SMD line for either the normal reflow or the BSR process, offering him highly flexible manufacturing. The success of our customers is our success as well. For this reason, we take advantage of continuous R&D efforts, a comprehensive modular product range, high levels of vertical integration, the strictest possible quality demands of our employees, and of course, service, which leaves nothing to be desired worldwide. In dialogue with our customers, we solve today's problems and develop tomorrow's successful solutions.